Welcome back. My name's Newman and this is my life with plants. So today we're going to be finally potting up some Echinopsis hybrids that I made. So I'm kind of excited to see what flowers they have next year. And here they are here. They're about 4 years old and they don't look 4 years old, they look 2 years old. But that's because they've been through some hard times. The summers are pretty hard here, but the toughest survive. And anyway, stay tuned. I'm just inspecting some of these that are in smaller pots and there's still space for them to grow, so they can stay in there. Just swap this over this camera so they can just stay in there. It'll be fine. I'll be tackling these bigger trees. Yeah, that one's got a lot of branches coming off it because I used it for a graft. But they can stay in there. And I guess that one is overcrowded. So these are kind of overcrowded. The other ones that are going to come out. And pot them on. And let's just see how they grow. I'm doing this a little bit late. I should have done it last month. But it's fine. I'm in no hurry. Anyway, let's get on with it. It's kind of humid today. Humidity is up. Right. Oh. Mix here. This one's pretty full. Look at that. Pretty full. Look what I put on the bottom here. Bit of tissue because these are plugs. The hole in the bottom is rather large, so all the media will just fall out. The easiest thing for me to do is just put a bit of tissue down there. Yeah, as I said before, these seedlings are pretty old, but trying to find out where I can grow them on the balcony has been the tricky part, because when it gets to summer you gotta be careful when you have seedlings out here. They will get burnt badly. First thing I'm going to do is unpot that. So what happened was these were growing and then they came to a halt in their growth. So I lifted, at that time they were just tiny, but they refused to grow anymore. So I just scooped them out, roots and all. They were like a mat of roots with the seedlings, and I laid that on top of fresh mix instead of breaking the clump up, and that gave them a boost and they started growing again. So they've come to the time where they need dividing, for sure. I need a little tool here, bonsai for bonsai. This mix is rather moist. There's still plenty of nutrients in this mix for them to keep going. But the problem is the lack of space for them. That's why they have to be repotted today. We got one that's like offsetting a lot here. It's like a prolific offsetter, which should be a problem. I'll just keep offsetting all the time. Yeah. Okay. Some of the roots are going to get a bit broken there, but after this, no water for a week. First, I will put a little bit of mix in. That tissue paper. Hopefully these plugs are just big enough that they provide the cacti with enough space to grow and flower, because it's the flower I'm looking for. Am I going to come up with something unique? And of course, when you grow from seeds, you end up with a lot left over, and sometimes you give them away, and that's the magic seedling, the one with the very unique flowers. That might be the one you end up giving away, but I am going to keep all of them. And the reason why I'm going to divide them in many areas, so some will go downstairs, some will stay up here, and that's just a backup in case, you know, they get burnt or something happens. You still have the other batch that's in a different area that didn't get affected by whatever natural causes by the weather. So that's a good thing to do, is to spread out your seedlings in many locations within your property, so that it just ensures that if some other batch dies, then you'll be rest assured that not all of them died, only the ones that were in a certain area where you grew them. Okay, one goes in, you do that. What kind of flower will you have? We don't know. Looking forward to it. They could have made this process easier by grafting everything. Right? And that would have saved me a lot of waiting. Three. Got kind of a stocky one here. It might have some potential to develop into something. So in that goes too. That's what it looks like so far. Ooh. Pop it back. Wish I could have better angles, but I am doing what I can with what I have. Let's see. You can see the tray now. Okay. This one here is, I'm going to pop that one back into there. Seems to be a prolific offsetter, which might be a bit of a problem because it just offsets too much. I'm trying to pick up these ones that won't offset too prolifically. So we don't want that, do we? Kind of soften the stem. I don't know what that is. It's got something to do with it being a seedling. And of course, you lose a lot. I think this has got a bit of dolomite lime in it, and not sure if Echinopsis care for it too much. I prepared it like that because a lot of mine cacti like some lime in their mix. Got here. It's also good to get them out of the tray because you can end up with bugs. You might be chewing away on your cacti when they all push together so tight. It means that the fungus and eating bugs can get in there. As I said before, today's pretty humid. Today's weather, maximum of 27. Pretty warm. Alright, this sounds pretty good. I've encountered a few with soft stems. The battle goes on, trying to keep them alive. This one's pretty good. I'll give that one a try. I've got this scoop here, makes life easier. I'm grabbing at it with my hands. Now, how long should I leave them after potting them up like this? I should give them a week. And then the first watering will be a light one, because definitely the roots have been knocked about. Broken root tips. It means that they could get the rots. Okay. There's another one. Has potential because it's big. Going for the big ones here. We'll probably all end up with white flowers. Wouldn't that be a disappointment? That's the thing with hybridizing. You don't know what you're going to get. You can guess. Here's another big one. The first few times I was growing the Echinopsis from seeds, I presumed that they would be like their parents, the parent plants that are large and fully grown. Thought I could leave them out for the winter. When that frost came, it destroyed them. And so they gotta be at least this size before they can take it. Made that mistake. Lost the whole batch. Crack. That was a root. These ones have been brought inside for the past few years so that the frost doesn't get them. They spent their first winter outside and they did well. No problems. They had a lid, a plastic lid that just prevented any frost from entering, and they had some silver kind of material that is insulation. I had that on the bottom. It's just the frost, that's all, that I tried to avoid. Otherwise all was well. Quite a few seedlings here. These two are really pushed together. And once again, I'm going for the larger ones because they are the strongest, at the expense of something having a potentially beautiful flower. So I have something unique, but also a strong plant. So you don't want something that is extremely sensitive and hard to grow, do you? Alright. What I'm going to do is put all these ones back in here so they can just grow on in this tray. But I'll make sure I divide them. And if something does come out, it's quite unique, then it will. Mix in there. Yeah. Which one is going to have that magic flower? It is very unique. Ooh. Let's put all this mix back in like that. So these ones I've put back in here because now they have some space. Sometimes I just do this with the tweezers, manipulate the mix from underneath, and then the plant just steadily goes in. Oh, okay. I don't really like disturbing them. I wish I could just keep them in there, but this one is really floppy, so you will get some of these toothpicks. They just help to prop it up a little bit. Toothpicks come in handy. See, this thing might be really prolific and everything, but it might also come out with something pretty amazing. Right. And as they keep growing, you keep losing some. Next one. This one's pretty overcrowded. Look at that. Oh, there's plenty in it. think this time I'm going to do something different. I'm going to try to just take out what I need instead of just emptying the whole thing. Maybe that's a better way. Disturb the least that I can. I like that one, it's nice and big. It's got plenty of roots on it. I may not be doing the selecting part the correct way, because what I'm potentially doing is selecting all of one color. Hopefully not. This one's kind of looks different. The spines. It's starting to rain a little bit. Okay. Next one. I think I'll take that one out. You're calling my name, are you? There's a little tiny seedling here that didn't grow very much. The mix I'm using is, it's got a little bit of dolomite lime in there. Not dolomite, just lime. Helps them make a good root system and build those cells strong. The rest of it is carnuma and akadama. That's all I've really ever used for Echinopsis. Next, this one to go. It can come out. It's a healthy one. So these are just masses of hybridized Echinopsis. So I had yellows and whites and orange, dark pink, light pink. They went into this. And each plant carries some characteristics of its parent, whether it be stockier and rounder or taller. And I used very vigorous, hardy Echinopsis, so I didn't use anything that's got bad genetics in it or is hard to grow. It's too fussy, I don't want that. I would rather have a healthier plant anytime than something that I struggle with. It's a pretty big one. In you go. I got a few more Echinopsis not too long ago. They are, one has kind of rosy light pink flowers. They got beautiful petals on it that I like, and We got another one that's pretty prolific. It has kind of pinkish flowers. We got a dark pink one that's can grow pretty huge. I would also like to go back to a place where I saw some giant Echinopsis growing. They were huge, huge things. They were growing in pots. The owner doesn't have much of a front yard. It's kind of a high stone wall with a gate and then the front door, and there's just no space in between there, so they just sit them along the edge of the gutter, between the gutter and the road, and they were big, enormous things. Huge. They've been growing for years and years. I wanted to go back there to take photos, but it is a bit of a journey to get there. I'll be back in a minute. Just gotta go and do something. Thanks for watching. That's the end of the repotting of the Echinopsis. There's still quite a few left. It started to rain, so it took a break. Anyway, that's what they look like, and it'll be another year before they flower. So next year we're gonna see just what they have, and we'll see you again next time. And don't forget, looking after your plants is not a chore, it's part of your self-care. So get outside and look after some plants, or look after some house plants, and you'll feel much better for it. And until next time, we'll see you, and for another fun episode. I think the next one will be caring for Hoyas. Yeah, and until next time, see you, bye bye.